YouTube, it's your boy Jarrell coming to you from Colossal Boxing Talk, and today I want to discuss the Canelo Alvarez Erislandy Lara fight taking place on July 12th on Showtime pay-per-view at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. This is a fight that had to be made, simply stated, and I'm glad it's made. Boxing fans around the world, I'm sure, are pretty happy. This fight was finalized this past weekend. I believe it's at a catchweight of 155, give or take. Neither fighter can come in weighing more than 155. I don't think it'll be a problem. It's also a non-title fight. I know Erislandy Lara is the WBA junior middleweight titleist regular champ. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the super champ, whatever that's supposed to mean. And Canelo stated that he doesn't want to face Lara for a title that he doesn't believe he deserves, because the WBA super champion Mayweather beat Canelo in their unification bout last September. So, you know, it's a non-title fight at a catchweight of 155. Lara, we all know about him. He's a slick Cuban boxer, very good defensive fighter, loves to use his feet. He doesn't like to engage as much. He has underrated power. He has good fundamentals. He's very accurate. And you know, he's an overall elite fighter, but he can be inconsistent. We've seen the good Lara against Paul Williams. We've seen the bad Lara against Molina and Vance Martirosyan and Alfredo Angulo. We've seen the great Erislandy Lara against Austin No Doubt Trout, where he dominated him for 12 rounds, dropping him en route to a unanimous decision victory. Canelo Alvarez, we all know him. He's the big power punching Mexican who has a big fan base, big following. He's a pay-per-view cash cow. He fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. last September, losing a unanimous decision to the great fighter. He bounced back with an impressive TKO 10th round victory over Alfredo Angulo, where he dominated from start to finish. His speed was on display, his power was on display, his aggression was on display, and he has underrated boxing ability. You know, he's a soft-spoken guy. He really doesn't talk a lot of trash. Lara, on the other hand, will be talking a lot leading up to this fight. The all access will be great to watch. The quotes and one-liners from Lara will be great. You can count on a couple of one-liners from Canelo as well. You know, there will be a heavy promotion. I'm not sure how many cities, states they'll be going to, but you know, if I had to say, probably 4 or 5 city per stop. You know, the undercard is going to be stacked. Of course, that's how Golden Boy does it. They put on great fights to support the main event. And they will have to have a great undercard to support this main event, even though Canelo is a powerful draw in sport, in boxing. He's still not there yet, and he needs a little help with which fighters does it, you know, need help, you know, getting the maximum amount of money they can get and pay-per-view buys they can get when it comes to big-time events. You know, Canelo will pull in the casual boxing fan who knows him from his fight with Floyd Mayweather, and that'll be a big bonus. And he, like I said, he has a big following, and you know, he has the charisma, the looks of a pay-per-view star, as well as the ability. You know, Lara has been talking about how Canelo ducked him for 2 or 3 years, but now he gets his wish. Canelo manned up. He told Richard Schaefer, you know, send him the contract. I want to fight him and no one else July 12th. And Schaefer did what he was directed to, and he got everything worked out. One potential roadblock for this fight happening was Ishe Smith, because Erislandy Lara was scheduled to face Ishe Smith the night before the Mayweather-Maidana event, but Ishe Smith stepped aside. I'm sure he was paid a good amount of money to do so. He might have been also guaranteed a shot at the winner of this Canelo Alvarez Erislandy Lara fight later on in the fall. Who knows? But I know that the fight is on, and this is a fight I can't wait for. It's a highly anticipated fight. These are the 2 best junior middleweight fighters in the world outside of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and arguably Miguel Cotto. So whoever wins this fight will ascend to bigger and better things, and whoever loses this fight, it will be a setback. Canelo cannot afford to lose this fight because if he loses to Lara, questions will be asked again. Can he beat a slick boxer? We know he can beat the brawler. We know he can beat, fighters that comes forward and, that's not as elusive as Mayweather and Lara. But can he beat Lara? To show he learned a lot from the Floyd Mayweather loss, because he stated he's learned a lot from that loss. So he will put everything that he learned from the Mayweather loss into training camp and into the ring July 12th and try to defeat Erislandy Lara. Can Lara stick to the game plan and be consistent? Be the Lara that fought Paul Williams and Austin Trout, or will he be the ones that fought Martirosyan and Gulo and Molina? He has to stick to his game plan and do what he does best. He will not engage Canelo. That would not be smart. I would not advise him to do that. But I also wouldn't advise Canelo Alvarez to get reckless and careless and just go try to bum rush Lara, because Lara is a counter puncher. He has very good power. His power is underrated. And if Canelo gets reckless, gets careless, get caught with his hands down with a shot he doesn't see coming, he could be dropped and stopped. So there's a lot of questions in this fight. There's a lot of storylines going into this fight. That's what makes it so intriguing. The fight fans want to see it. It's happening. And you just give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Tell me, who do you favor in this fight? Do you favor Canelo? Do you favor Lara? Are you surprised that Canelo took the fight? Do you think Lara will be able to back up all the trash talk he's been talking a lot since he set sight on a Canelo fight? And do you think it'll live up to the hype? I think it's a 50-50 fight in my opinion. So, these are just my thoughts on the fight. I give a keys to victory video 2 weeks before the fight and my prediction video a week before the fight. But like, comment, and subscribe to Colossal Boxing Talk. Also, go like us on Facebook at Colossal Boxing Talk, and go follow us on Twitter at Colossal CBT. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.